Welcome to Raaonline. Today we will discuss about the deep cervical fascia. The competency of today's topic will be describe the parts, extent, attachment and modifications of deep cervical fascia. So the deep cervical fascia is otherwise known as fascia coli. See here, as you see in the picture, it is like a collar. It is arranged like a collar. So it will have a upper attachment, then it will have a lower attachment, then it will have anterior and posterior attachments. So this is how it is actually arranged. So like a collar, it completely surrounds the neck. So with the upper, lower, anterior and posterior attachments. So it is the general arrangement of deep cervical fascia. Now this deep cervical fascia, why it is present in the neck? It is a condensed connective tissue that innervates the muscles of the neck and it fills up the interval between the muscles, vessels, and it also protects the neurovascular structures of the neck. So that is the function of deep cervical fascia. See, as you see here, the green color structure is the fascia, which is covering the muscle deep to it. And it is also covering the blood vessels. And it will also fills up the space between the muscles. See, you see one muscle here, another muscle here. The space between the muscle will be filled with this fascia. So that fascia is deep cervical fascia. Actually, during dissection of neck, you cannot see a definitive fascia. It may not be like a layer as you see here, but these fascia being it is investing the muscle vessels, so you can see over the muscle definitely the fascia, but in between the muscles it will be a like a fascia, condensed fascia between the muscles. Okay, so it is not like a continuous layer. If you do dissection of neck, you can see this fascia. Okay, so usually the deep cervical fascia, it is arranged into 3 layers from outer to inside. So the outermost layer, the cut edge as you see here, is the investing layer of deep cervical fascia. Once you remove this layer, the next layer is known as the pretracheal layer, that is the middle layer. And the third layer, the innermost layer, is known as prevertebral layer. So the deep cervical fascia is divided into 3 fascias: the outer investing layer, middle pretracheal layer and innermost prevertebral layer. First, we will see about the deep cervical fascia. So here you are seeing the transverse section of the neck. This is the anterior aspect and this is posterior aspect, because you are seeing the vertebra here posteriorly and you are seeing the luminal structure, that is trachea and esophagus anteriorly. Okay. So if we see, we have the outermost structure, that is the skin covering the neck. Then we have a subcutaneous tissue and a platysma muscle. So deep to the platysma, we have this deep cervical fascia. Here you see a red color structure and that is the deep cervical fascia, and see, it is completely surrounding the neck. And then and there you can see it is splitting and enclosing the muscle. So this is the outermost layer known as investing layer of deep cervical fascia. Then you have this blue color structure and this layer is pretracheal layer of deep cervical fascia. Then we have this yellow color layer and this is prevertebral layer of